Community College 90.3 WHPC.
Welcome back to Our Voices Radio on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Natasha Nurse, and my guest today is Marcia McNair, the Executive Director and founder of Long Island Girl Talk. So, Marcia, so many more questions I have, but for yourself as well, I guess, how have you tried to express and maybe share your wealth of knowledge as a content creator, as a writer, as a creator of many different types of media in the program? How have you infused your wisdom?
Well, I think a lot of my writing is based on personal experience. Mm-hmm. And so as a woman, as a person of color, I have plenty of material. Of course, a lot of the incidents in my novel, which is called Emails, and even in Sisters on Fire, it's fictionalized, and yet there is that grain of truth that I have experienced various forms of social injustice personally. Mm-hmm. Yet I do want to add that, because I don't want people to think that because I'm dealing with heavy topics that all of my work is very dark, it's very heavy. Actually, it's not. The way that I've really gotten through life is having a sense of humor. Mm-hmm. And so I use a lot of sarcasm and double entendre and so forth in my work. And I think people do get it, but while they're laughing, they're also learning.
I love that. Okay. And what were resources that you used to be a better content creator, a better writer, all of that?
I really think that this is the golden age for writers because of the internet. And I feel that as the internet became more available to the average person, it did help my writing. I was able to do research on various publishing opportunities, and I also include just research on some of the topics that I write about. Back in the day, you had to shuttle off to the library, and the library closed at 9 p.m. The internet never closes. It gives you the ability, really, to do research, find out the information you need around the clock.
And you mentioned social injustice really fueling your passion and your ability to share content. Do you feel now we have more social injustice? Do you feel like it's just more exposed now?
I think I like that you said it's more exposed. I think there is a misconception that there was something called the good old days and things were better in the past, and that's absolutely not true at all.
Yeah.
I think one reason people may have that perception is that, as I was noting, when I was growing up, your only source of information was the newspaper or the television. Now, you have the internet. And so some of these very same things were happening in the past, but people just weren't able to get the information as immediately as they do now. You can get the news on your phone, and you can get it from all over the world. So it gives the impression that things have gotten worse, but I don't think they actually have.
Oh, okay. And when it comes to Long Island Girl Talk, are you like, what's next for the organization? Are you like, what are your plans for later this year? Anything upcoming?
Well, later this year, we are having an empowerment conference. And for more information about that, people should go to longislandgirltalk.org. Our program actually ends in April. We're off during the summer. But I think in the future, we would like to have our summer intensive program again. We also have plans to expand into other communities. Right now, we're located in Nassau County, but we are in talks with a group in Queens, and I would love to see Long Island Girl Talk become New Jersey Girl Talk, North Carolina Girl Talk. Every place can use a Girl Talk.
Absolutely. And what has been, I guess, the biggest lesson that you've learned from the girls, since you mentioned earlier about learning about mansplaining, which is really fun that the girls taught you that?
I think the biggest lesson I've learned from the girls is their optimism, and don't give up that sense of innocence and optimism. Often as you get older, you can get a bit jaded. The girls are excited about life, and they're excited about all of these topics, and it really has given me a new sense of enthusiasm.
Interesting. And how has social media played a role with the type of content that LIGT is making?
Well, I think social media has played a very important role because we do have a Facebook page, we have a Twitter, we have an Instagram, and in this way we've been able to share the content not just on public access, because we are on public access, but we can reach people throughout the world. And when I took a look at some of the analytics for Facebook and for YouTube, I was surprised that there are even people in other countries who are watching our television show.
Absolutely. Girls have something to say. What is actually the motto of Long Island Girl Talk?
Listen up, Long Island. Girls have something to say.
Absolutely. Okay. And if a girl was sitting here right now with us, what do you think they would say has been the biggest lesson that they've learned being a part of the program?
I think what they have learned is a lesson in sisterhood. Often this society doesn't necessarily encourage friendly relationships between women. There are actually women who say they don't like other women. They have trouble getting along with other women. And there are mean girls phenomenon going on. But I think our girls have learned that they can find supportive relationships among other girls.
I love it. You are listening to Our Voices Radio on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Natasha Nurse, and my guest today is Marcia McNair, the Executive Director and founder of Long Island Girl Talk. So, Marcia, now it is time for rapid fire questions. So you have to answer them very quickly or we'll be on fire. Okay? Not literally, but yes. Okay. Number one thing on your bucket list?
Go to Egypt.
Ooh, beautiful. Okay. Favorite place in the world?
Beach.
Yes. Favorite quote?
The kindest word in all the world is the unkind word unsaid. And Anne Morrow Lindbergh said that.
I love it. Okay. If you weren't a professor, you would be fill in the blank.
A cook.
Really? Interesting. Okay. What is the next evolutionary step for content creation?
I think people being able to create their own content at home.
Okay. So less institutionalized media than just individual. Okay.
Right. And we're heading in that direction now.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Gandhi.
Interesting. Okay. Describe yourself in 5 words or less.
Introspective, optimistic, realistic, creative, and intellectual.
I love it. Okay. What is your go-to song to get hyped?
I like Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield.
Oh, yay! Shout out to another Natasha. Love her. Okay. If you could go back in time and give yourself advice in the past, what age would you go back to and what would you say to yourself?
I would go back to the age of about 12 years old or maybe 13 when I entered middle school and tell myself that acne doesn't last forever.
Oh, no. That's awesome. I can't with that. I feel like I need you to say that to me, like, currently. Acne does not last forever. Okay. My face feels so much better now. How do you relax and unwind?
I relax by listening to music.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. And last question would be, in your entire life, what has been, I guess, the biggest surprise to yourself, like that you've learned from work, personal, everything in between?
I've learned how resilient I am.
So you're just warrior.
Yeah, I've had a lot of setbacks, but I always bounce back.
Okay. And what is something that you haven't done currently in your life that you would like to do?
I would love to go skydiving. I don't know if I ever really will, but I've always wanted to try that.
Desire to jump out of a plane. Fascinating. Okay. If you had to pick a color that represented you, what would that be?
I would say the color blue. And, blue comes in a lot of different shades. It's the color of denim, and it just makes me feel really peaceful and relaxed. It's the color of water. Blue is my favorite color.
Okay. Favorite play?
For colored girls who have considered suicide, When the Rainbow is Enough.
Okay, wow. So do you have any last-minute remarks that you want to share out with Long Island Girl Talk or just everyone listening right now?
I'll share what I usually write inside of my book when I'm asked to sign it, and that's keep following your dreams.
I love it. Thank you, Marcia McNair, the Executive Director and founder of Long Island Girl Talk, for coming on the show today. I loved what we talked about, and I know everyone listening is super duper inspired.
Thank you.
Yes. And, again, my name is Natasha Nurse. I'm the proud host of Our Voices here on 90.3 WHPC. Our show's creative director is Rudy J. Breedy. This show is a production of the Nassau Community College Black History Committee. You can learn more and visit ncc.edu/WHPC for more information. This is also going to be available as a podcast on iTunes, Android Podcast, and Spreaker. Our Voices is powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.